Hello, welcome to the View from the Afternoon.
You might want to redo that. Why? I press the button for the intro.
I do it
We're going
after.
classic, baby. We're
do
going
it
classic.
after.
Nope, we're not doing it in post.
I'm
Hello, I'm back to mess stuff up.
I'm going to put all that in.
I should bloody well hope so.
Ruin the flow, man.
We'd literally just started. What flow was there?
Like a dam.
Thank you. Start again.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm tired. Very.
It's good to
tired.
see you, man.
It's been ages since I've seen you.
It's
even
been
though you're around my house every week.
Yeah, you're always away. You're always locked up in your room.
I'm working.
Yeah.
You tend to put podcasts on when I'm doing late.
I was thinking about changing that, because do you know why that happened?
No.
So there was a discussion in my own head about. I was thinking. I've said this on the pod before. I'll say it again because you're here.
Okay.
I was thinking it'd be nice to make the pod like more current. So I was going to record on like a Monday, Tuesday, get it out on a Thursday.
Yeah.
But then I just thought about it and I couldn't be asked.
True, and you might get mistaken for raisins as well. Going for currants. That's right. In post, he's going to have a round of applause
Right,
there, a big cheering roar, because
Awful.
that is comedy, baby.
We're back.
Guess where else is comedy?
Go on.
Somewhere we're going to talk about later.
Um,
That's right. We've got a list. I've read it.
We've got an agenda.
That's not the list. That's Chris. God rest his soul.
For the viewers, Dan just did a sign.
He's down there looking up at us, smiling.
Do you want to tell us why? I guess why obviously you've been working, but you've had some very busy weekends.
Yeah.
this
So for I don't know how many weekends. I'm gonna have to get a calendar out.
Quite
I'm
a
very
few.
unprepared for this.
You've been living your best life, man.
I've been living an all right life. I'm not gonna lie. It's the dream I want, but God, is it tiring when you've got a full-time job at the same time.
It's a hard life, isn't it, man?
So where do we go back to? So the start of July, missed the first weekend when they went somewhere. I can't remember where the fuck they went. It says Rolling Loud in here, but the calendar lies when I'm not going to it. So we went to Mad Cool.
Yeah.
Fantastic trip, that. Absolutely.
Where's that
incredible.
again, sorry?
That was Madrid.
Ah, yeah.
So a nice big flight. That was a 5 days.
Oh,
Can't
nice.
go
That was
wrong with that.
sweaty.
It was very sweaty, very hot. It got like 36 degrees, I think, one day, which is a bit much for me.
Yeah.
But look,
Do you have a hotel?
Yeah,
Hey.
yeah. We stayed in a hotel till like 4 or 5 in the afternoon.
Yeah, I'm never going to Spain in a tent again.
I mean, it's so bad. But anyway, after Mad Cool, we did Beat Herder.
Yes.
So that one is a mini boomtown, and it lives up to its
Looked great.
up to it. It's fantastic, great little festival. 10,000 cap, which is tiny, and it's just incredible.
That's nice though.
They've got so much more than like much bigger festivals. It's crazy. Like I don't understand why every festival doesn't do stuff like that. Boomtown absolutely cracked it, and then Beat Herder's done it on a smaller scale. Absolutely smashed it.
They all kind of. I feel like sometimes when you go to a bunch of festivals, they do all kind of like, apart from the acts they put on, it's much of a muchness.
Yeah.
So when I first went to Boomtown a couple of years ago, it was a real like shock that, because I'm the type of guy, I'll go to a theme park and look at the theme.
Yeah.
Like I'm not there for the roller coaster. I'm there to like look at what they've done.
I want to see the Star Wars figures in your wall.
I'm a sucker for like
Stormtrooper skulls as you're wandering through.
Maybe
I know what you mean, like the setup and the theme, and
yeah,
it's not just about the ride.
Yeah.
It's about like what's attached to the ride, how it looks, like how it gets you in the mood.
I'd rather
it's a
watch
pirate boat. Am I stood in queue with robots, or am I stood in queue with some actual pirates?
Actual
who are
real
gonna
pirates.
Shank and twist for me cash. Some pirates doing it.
do the shank and twist, mate.
With machetes.
They it's like at Boomtown, like the job centre, and so the job centre thing they did, and the little newspaper they had, and just all these little bits, which it's not necessarily each individual thing isn't necessarily like going to make or break the festival, but when you put it all together and you're wandering around and just experience all these different things,
Gives you so much to do.
yeah, I just think it's great.
Yeah, that's what a lot of festivals now forget. Like, there's more than just the music to think about, because all these other festivals are really starting to give it some game. So, like, Leeds Fest relies on the music.
Yes,
Like, other than that, what is there to do there?
the Chevron stage, mate.
But there's a bit of nightlife, a couple of rides,
Yeah,
and then there's the artists.
there's some very cool YouTubers that do a DJ set in Piccadilly.
Not this year. There's
Not
not.
this year. There's
Ah,
not.
fuck you,
No.
Leeds Fest, unless you want us to do some stuff, maybe some other time.
Yeah, maybe.
Not this time though.
They I'll miss that. I think I really enjoyed them. I think I was part of 3.
Yeah.
And I just because I have note to do up there. I'm simply there with my mates.
I'm same.
Drinking.
I take my camera to lie to myself. But guess what happened with all the photos I took last year?
What happened?
Well, Dad didn't take any photos. Just took my camera.
Oh. It's a great time. Like, I remember distinctly, I think the first one I did, you and me ran into the crowd. Yeah. I remember that. I remember just running up and down the barrier, and I've just got these really distinct memories of like just interacting with people. I just love it, man. It's just really cool. It will be missed this year.
It's true. It's something that truly makes you feel famous. And I don't like saying we're famous. I argue that we're not. So I've got a full-time job. I cannot be famous if I've got a full-time job. That's how it works. I can be popular, but not famous. And I've argued that every single time someone's said I'm famous. Yeah. But those particular DJ sets, no other DJ set, not even like Kendall or Trees or anything like that, leaves you feeling like Leeds Fest did. Like that huge crowd that was never that big until we started doing Piccadilly. Because do you remember all the years we used to go? Like
vaguely, yeah.
And Piccadilly was a nice little crowd, and you could get stuck in or you could hang out, but you're still at the bottom, you're not on the hill. Like it was great. It was just a lovely little crowd to party with, and then it just got bigger and bigger and bigger.
Do you know? It's really annoying because I want to give him a shout out, but I've completely forgot his name. I was kind of just on. I was on YouTube the other day and just like, just sort of reminiscing on Leeds Fest and just looking at Leeds Fest stuff and that. Stumbled across this guy, and it's really frustrating. I've genuinely forgotten his name, but he was just a bunch of lads doing just vlogging, similar to us. And it was really cool because there was a bit where it was from last year, and there was a bit where they're all getting ready. I think he was like running down his plan for the weekend or whatever. And it's like, all right, it's Thursday night, we're drinking, getting ready for the staple of the thing, TPD set. And I was like, I love that. I just love that. And similar to on the pod last week, we read an email where a user was like, a user, God, it's like I'm at work, where a member of the audience was like, we make like a Sunday night tradition of like watching the vlogs and stuff. And I love that this is like a little section of someone's like entertainment. Yeah. I don't know. I just think it's very cool.
It's cool little what thing. Bands must feel like.
Yeah.
You know, when they go on stage and they have people like, I know half of the crowd wasn't there for us. Like they're there because they've seen a big crowd having a party and they thought, I want a party.
And ultimately it's just music.
Yeah.
And you're drunk.
We're not doing much. We're just pressing play on next track.
Some of us aren't even doing that.
Razzies.
Razzies.
Rob stood at the decks pretending like he knows what he's doing. Occasionally picking up a microphone so he can say something. If we're allowed.
Well, if we're allowed. Rob, play pre-recorded message 5. We'll get them hyped up.
As soon as I get drunk enough, I just start typing bollocks into that. I can't. The one that sticks in my mind was Gareth Gates' stutter's fake.
I don't remember that, but that was excellent.
Well, you wouldn't have been able to hear it because it plays at crowd.
Yeah, true. Go on.
I was just going to say anyway, after Beat Herder.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, go
on. Went to Latitude Festival. Very Tory festival, very mum and dad. A lot of kids, a lot of families.
I saw that. Didn't they have like age gates? Like aged. Didn't they have like an. No. When or was it? It was like. Was it not?
I don't know what you're trying to say. Age gates?
Yeah, like I distinctly remember Jake pointing out like a 12 sign, and this was like a 12-year-old area.
No, I don't think there was anything specifically laid out to be.
Unless I'm thinking of a different festival.
There was like a rest area for your kids, so you can take your kids in there to play while you just have a chill out.
Yeah,
and loads of stuff for kids to do, like making badges and stuff. But it was a lovely festival. Like the people are genuinely really nice. I know it's a Tory festival, but it didn't feel like the knobhead side of it. It was like, I imagine it's because the mums and dads are all on the best.
Was it just a bit like? I guess like you've got maybe more creature comforts that you'd have.
Yeah,
like it's a bit more done up then.
Yeah, pretty much. There's fair bit to do. Everything's a bit nice looking, but everything's aimed towards an older crowd.
Yeah,
it's like
us.
One of the sponsored drinks, instead of it being like a vodka or something, it was Tia Maria. So you were close. And that just says it all, doesn't it? Like Tia Maria is one of your sponsored drinks.
Yeah,
but no, really nice festival. Went for a dip in lake, which you can't touch the bottom of, so it's just basically a workout because you can't rest at any point.
Yeah.
You're just constantly treading water, and I'm not very fit, so that wasn't fun. Plunge pool, excellent.
Hate 'em.
I fucking loved it. Yeah, it was great.
You seem like the type.
That and the sauna. Love a bit of Wim Hof. You never turned shower cold afterwards?
I've done, on a hot day, I've had a cold shower, but I've done a plunge pool before. Immediately regretted every life choice that led me up to that point.
Oh, mate.
Just awful, man.
It's great. My mate Leah, we don't get to see each other that much, but when she does come up, like we tend to go off swimming and we go wild water swimming because she does it all the time.
Yeah, that's cool.
But we've done it up at Cotter's Foss in, I think it's in Dales or something. Yeah. But no, it's near Three Peaks anyway. And we go in there and we went in once and I couldn't get deeper than my ankles because the moment my feet went in, it felt like I was literally on fire. Like someone stabbing my feet with a million hot needles. And she just jumped in. There was an inch layer of ice on top of the water. Like on the edges where it's had time to harden over. And she just jumps in and she's like, oh, it's lovely. And I'm there like feet burning off thinking I'm going to die.
My only experience of that is there was, I don't think they do it anymore, but I remember on BBC, do you know on BBC they used to have these bits where before like a new show or something, they'd have like the BBC logo and then someone doing something like a flock of swans or something, and one of them was just a bunch of old people running into the sea.
Yeah.
I imagine it was like that.
Yeah, no, it's in side of it. It was a waterfall, Cotter's Foss. I'm pretty sure it's Cotter's Foss.
Yeah.
It's a waterfall. That's what the Foss part means, I think. Don't know what Foss means. F-O-S-S.
Wow.
No, F-O-S-S, not...
F-O-S-S.
We don't want to say that.
No, we don't.
But yeah, like, really
cool,
nice
man.
place. Really cold place, though. Really cold water.
Yeah, it's not for me.
But no, Latitude, fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic festival. Really liked that.
I learned last week they've got longitude as well.
They do, yeah. That's the
I didn't know
uppy downy. Latitude, lefty, righty.
Yep.
Yeah, I think, anyway. I could be completely wrong.
Great.
Doesn't say much.
50-50, yeah.
So last weekend, supposed to go to Why Not. They found it really fucking boring. So before I got a chance to get to Why Not, they changed to Kendall. So I went to Kendall again.
Do you know what? I'm gutted about that because I saw the calendar, I saw Why Not, and I thought, I'm good. Kendall, I spoke to Rob like not that long ago, and I was like, I'd love to go back to Kendall. And he's like, yeah, we'll probably do it in the future, and da-da-da-da-da. Gutted.
It was literally a last minute thing, though.
Yeah.
They went to Why Not, and by the third day, there's no left to do.
Yeah.
And the board.
And you want to make
not
use
really
of the time,
to their
don't you?
taste. It's the same lineup pretty much as fucking Kendall or everywhere else this year. So it's like, what the fuck do we do? We know Kendall's on. Rob literally put out a story saying what else is on this weekend, and they messaged him.
I did at Kendall.
Yeah, you coming to us? So that's why they ended up at Kendall.
I really like Kendall. I think maybe I'm biased because they shared my story once, or they shared a clip of me on Hot Twos once.
But they're big fans of us. They love us. I think they invited us the original time they went.
It's just a nice little festival.
It's
like
a great festival.
It's definitely a lot of people call Leeds Fest like sort of baby's first festival, and I do think that's true. In a sense of your first maybe big festival or something, but I think Kendall's, there's definitely a place for it there.
Mid-sized. It's trees.
It's mid-sized.
It's a bit bigger than trees, actually.
It's a bit bigger than trees, and it's a bit like, because I think trees is probably, I love trees. Don't get me wrong, I really like trees.
Festival.
But you do feel the size.
Yeah, you can do it all in a day.
Yeah. Kendall, you don't. Leeds, you don't. Leeds is, I can't wait. It's just like a week away from the world. I love it, man.
Isn't
I
it?
really
And
love
it's
it.
a week in the most familiar surroundings ever.
That's the thing.
Where you feel just really good about yourself because all these people want to say hello and want to have a picture with you, even though we're just some fucking absolute tits from Beeston and Ulton.
Yeah. I'm glad you said Ulton. I thought you said Rothwell then.
No.
Not Rothwell. And also with our living arrangements this year, it's going to be a real return to form, I think.
I can't wait for that.
Because last year was a funny one.
Yeah.
And I loved where we were. I really liked it, and I'm really looking forward to just the week.
I'm excited for it as well, because don't get me wrong, I do like the guests. I like the ability to have a nice calm camp, and on a night you can chill the fuck out and not have to worry.
I might have to venture to the showers.
Yeah.
I think I might. And if I need a poo-poo, then again, we've got our little secret. We're not going to say it, but you know.
But we just go and guest?
No, we know the secret poo-poo.
Are you on about from years and years ago? They stopped being secret poo-poos. Because
I used them last year and they were all right. You go in the morning. First thing.
To be fair, I haven't camped in there in fucking
you
years,
wouldn't know. You're in your ivory tower, mate.
Might as well, you know. Royalty has to live somewhere.
Absolutely.
But anyway, Kendall, no, really good weekend. Yeah. Absolutely love that festival. Saw the streets, lottery winners again, who are just incredible. I
still need to see them, you know. I've seen them on YouTube, but
they're
not
so
live.
Good. And
good lads out there.
I know music's, 9 times out of 10 better live, but they are so good live. Like, the music's great, but live, for me, it's really fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, it's mathematics, basically. So it's not the same vibe, but it's, you go there not knowing a single thing, you walk away knowing every single song.
Do you know what I remember? Where was it? Do you remember when, I don't know, do you know what? I can't remember if you were there, to be honest, but we went to a mathematics gig in this weird, like, hall. Like, it was like a big place, but it was small for, like, a gig. And I'd never heard of them, didn't know any of the songs, anything like that. And Rob just said, we're going to this thing, whatever.
What city?
I couldn't tell you, mate. Not Leeds.
I'm trying to think of where we've seen them.
Yeah.
The only other places we'd have seen them is Manchester. Maybe Sheffield. I don't think we've seen it at Sheffield.
I remember it being, it was like...
It's not Star and Garter, is it? You have to go upstairs to it. It's a dingy old pub.
Huddersfield?
Oh, no, Huddersfield, when Rob got behind DJ decks.
Maybe.
And it was in the parish.
I think it's the parish.
And it had the tiled black and white floor.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Huddersfield.
Yes.
Strange little venue that. It was like in the old style shopping arcade one, where shops either side and they've got a glass roof. But that's the venue in that glass roof area.
It was really weird. But I just remember hearing them and thinking, like, it's very rare that it takes me a few listens to, like, get on board with something, I think. But no, really enjoyed it. And then obviously we had the gig in the flat, which was mental.
God, that was so dumb.
That was dumb and also eventful. And anyway.
It's mad that we had so many people there and didn't get kicked out still.
Yeah.
Even after being threatened.
Yeah. Wild.
Mad.
Anyway, any more on the list?
No, that's it up to this weekend.
Yeah.
I had a little kiss at Kendall.
Did you?
A cheeky little kissy wissy. You know who it is as well, you know him. I'm not going to tell you on the thing because I don't know if they'll want to talk about it, but cheeky.
Was it the person who you mentioned prior
We're just not going to go on about it, mate. We're going to carry on with the list. I've done with my list anyway. Look
Are they at Leeds Fest?
Probably. Maybe another little kiss, who knows?
Do you know what? If it's who I think it is, I love him.
You know, some people
would
argue that this is proper wet likes talking about this stuff online, but I don't care.
It's not wet, mate.
I know Rob would be like, that's so cringe talking about that. So I couldn't give a fuck. Like, makes me happy. Like,
I'm gonna clip this up, send it to him.
I'm a single lad. I can do what I want. I can have fun. I can cheeky little kissy whiss at a festival. Never hurt anybody.
For how long are you gonna keep saying a cheeky little kissy whiss?
I just think it's funny. I just want to say it's kissy whiss.
That's very cool,
It's
mate.
the kissy whiss side of it. It makes me laugh. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to outside of festivals. I haven't had a single day off work.
That's what it's like.
So it's been Monday to Friday work. As soon as I finish work Friday, travel to a festival. Unless I've booked days off in between for the festival.
Yeah.
So yeah, I ain't had a single day off. And I know you can argue a festival is a day off, and it is a lot of fun. I'd never argue. I'd never complain too much because it is my dream job at the end of the day. But God, it's knackering when you've got a job. Like if I was doing the channel full time, perfect. Like I wouldn't be tired.
Yeah,
I'd be fine.
Well, you can put in your breaks. I think that's the thing because I think I'm on the same wave as you. I would never consider it a job going to a festival and doing whatever, little bit of filming I do or being switched on to deliver or whatever. Although if you look at the Stagecoach vlog, I did fuck all.
Wow,
it's a nice little holiday.
Galivanting, weren't you?
Yeah. But the
I did same at plenty of festivals like that. Don't worry.
Yeah,
and snowbombing I barely filmed out. I just had a lovely week with some shit times in between.
Yeah, and I think you got to take what you can get as well. And I was in America with my mates that I'd been wanting to do for years. But no, what I was going to say was, I wouldn't consider it work, but I would consider it tiring. And I do think it is.
Some men are just built differently.
It can be work, but some men are built differently.
Some of us are built to last.
Yeah, some of us are built to have a little kissy wissy.
Some of us were raised upon the four core values of the Royal Air Force. Thank you. Rise. Respect, integrity, service before self, and excellence, Ben.
Oh, jeez.
That's what some of us learnt.
If you can build a paper aeroplane.
That's the Navy.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say it's not, but I like it.
Improvise, adapt, and fuck off.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it's cool, man. It's tiring. I've done it. I had my little stint last year, and it was quite knackering. But it's obviously a great position and a great problem.
Yeah, there's like I would give every penny I have to do this all over again.
Is there anything? So out of the stuff you've done this year so far, is there anything that's your top kind of experience, your top festival? Don't say the Kissy Wissy.
Look, the Kissy Wissy wasn't because of the festival. It's just because I'm a sexy lad.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So Snowbombing is probably my favourite festival we've done this year.
Mm-hmm.
It was just an incredible festival.
Just like experience.
I felt cool as fuck. Just
Yeah.
because people who were on the internet at some level of fame.
Like you were mingling.
Like, yeah, it felt like, I know they're probably a similar level to us, probably higher than us, but it just felt like I'm with cool people. It don't happen often that. Like occasionally we'll like bump into a band and they'll know us and we'll have a little chat and that's that. And that's kind of cool. But when like you're working with them and you're alongside them, living in the same apartment, all going on the same nights out, and it's like, it just makes you feel a little bit cool. And then on top of that, I'm snowboarding, which I haven't done in close to a decade. It's like I'm in a beautiful place. I'm with two of my best buds. Like it was just a lovely time.
Yeah. Sometimes I think
three of my best buds. Sorry.
Oh, whoops. I think.
And then there was also Bambino. Becky turned up with her a lot.
How did she?
They're all great fun.
Nice.
They're lovely. So we had a good time with them.
Yeah.
Then all other influencers had a great time with them. Met loads of people there. Saw loads of things and acts that I wouldn't have normally seen.
It's really, I think that it's really cool to hear that, because I think a lot of the times, like, we are kind of in our own bubble, aren't we? Like a lot of the stuff, when you see us like doing these festivals and doing stuff, like it is kind of just us. I feel like specifically this year, to be fair, Rob might be good, and obviously yourself would be good will have more experience than I do, but it does seem like now we are kind of venturing out a little bit, and it's nice that we're sort of interacting.
I think it's like as we're all becoming a bit more mature, we're all suddenly realizing how to actually socialize with people outside of our friendship circle. It's like, because for many years, none of us have really been good at that.
No,
like I've been okay at it.
Yeah,
and now I'm really good at it. But
too good, if anything.
I can chat to literally anyone and everyone about anything and everything. Like I love talking. If you can't tell. It's so much so, it's literally my job. But yeah, I'm glad everyone else is starting to open up and become that way. And like, because originally, like there's any group of TikTokers, like you always see them at festivals. There's loads of different little groups of friends where it's like you see this group together or that group together or that group together, and they tend to go to the same events because they all like the same music. They're all mates. And it's like, years ago, we'd have like looked at them from a distance and been like, "No, no, I'm not going anywhere near them." But now it's like, because we're in similar circles and it's like we're at similar level with quite a few of the TikTokers, higher level now as well. It's almost like it feels cool for them to know us.
Yeah,
it's like it's no longer they're the cool ones. It's like it feels cool that they know us. Like the cool ones know us. We're the cool ones. And it feels like I'm bragging in this.
I think you've immediately killed our coolness by saying,
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Look, every now and then,
kissy wissy, and I don't care.
Every now and then, I can feel cool if I want to. It doesn't happen that often because I'm very in my own head. I'm good at fronting.
Preach.
Like, I'm a thespian. I was an actor, but I'm very good at fronting. But trust me, I'm shy as fuck and in my own head all the time. And then whenever I'm with my best mates at a festival, I'm not.
I mean, you know all too well, and so do the rest of the boys. Like, whenever we do, like, maybe an ad read or, I mean, God, the festival awards, which I've told you in private, but I thought you did so well, because when I had to do my speech at that, I was just shitting myself. And you'd think, like, I'm sat here now, and actually there's a certain, and this might sound a bit lame, but genuinely doing this podcast for like 5-6 weeks has made me infinitely more relaxed in front of the camera and seeing what people are commenting. It is lame.
It's not lame at all.
But it's just mental, because you've seen me freeze up. Yeah. And like, even when we'll be at a festival, and here's the problem. Here's something that
I've seen Ben in the background.
I'm just like, no, because you'll be what? I'll be in my own head thinking about, I don't know, what colour am I going to paint my living room? And then Rob and Jake will be filming, like, someone will whip the phone out and they'll do a thing. And then you'll just get a, what do you think, Ben? I'm like, and I'm like, I can't, do you know what I mean? And I'm really bad at, like, I need to think, like, when I do the podcast, I need to have, I don't get me wrong, I'm not reading a script right now, but I do need some bullet points so I kind of know. A little joke.
Funny.
For the listeners, I was looking at my laptop. But I do need points.
You give in to those listeners way too much. Back when I was captain of this rig,
yes,
those bastard listeners would have to get onto YouTube to understand. It's because you dirty, horrible scum. I'm joking, love you. Don't know why. I'm looking at the camera.
You're looking at the camera listeners. To talk to the listeners.
Fuck the listeners.
It's like a new regime, isn't it? So I'm like, good cop, you're bad cop. But just to the listeners.
Yeah.
The YouTubers, the viewers are just, whatever.
They're the better ones.
They're very nice. The listeners can't comment.
They can.
Can they?
Yeah, on Spotify.
Oh, can they?
There's a little thing on back. You can also leave questions for them as well. So on the I think it's either Anchor or whenever on there, the back end of uploading, there's loads of different options. You can add polls, you can add questions, loads of different things.
I have seen that, but I just skipped through. Oh, that's interesting.
I started putting them on, and you do get quite a few people. Like
that's cool.
Not many, no more than 10, but it's good for a little insight into what people are thinking.
Yeah,
those bastard audio listeners.
It's really interesting because speaking about what people think, I'm so grateful. I need to stop saying it because I'm going to sound.
We do sound a bit like we're bragging now.
Yeah,
I keep going on about how cool I feel and people knowing me and getting kissy wissies.
Well, I was just going to say,
and you keep. I'm doing just. I don't know.
I don't know what I'm doing. No, it's nice to see the positive comments, but it's funny because like, there's been a few negative ones, and I found a thread on Reddit. So in case you don't know, we have got a subreddit r/official TPD TV. Check it out. I love Reddit.
I like Reddit.
I might start dipping in there. Well, I've already I'm like lurking, but I might start.
Yeah, I'm a lurker on it. I read everything in that Reddit, by the way.
And I save it.
To the person who was looking for my hat, I'm sorry I didn't give up my account to tell you about the hat.
To be fair, your account.
Someone helped you.
You've also got an account on the. I'm guessing that's your separate TPD account. To be fair, not your personal account.
What do you mean?
There's like an account on there because you can see the moderators, and you're there, but it's like a TPD one.
Oh yeah, that's a separate one.
Yeah. Yeah, it was not, so I saw this morning someone put a thread on just thoughts on the podcast. So I thought we could just dive in.
Oh, let me just comment on it dead quick. How do you spell fucking shit?
How rude. It was better when Dan was on it.
You said it on me.
Hey. So let's have a quick look. So someone goes, I really like it. I kind of like just listening to them chat nonsense, which I really think we're doing quite well.
I'm very good at chatting nonsense.
You are very good at chatting nonsense. I am less good, but I think I get by.
I think you're more good when you're with me, though.
Yeah?
And then you get by, as in like cock and puss.
Oh, it's really...
Yeah, sorry, I'm tired.
Really rough. I'm tired.
Hang on a minute. Let me do some addition while you're chatting bollocks.
Go on.
God, that shouldn't have been hard to add up. I've done 4 weeks in a row. I'm tired, Ben.
To be fair, I'm 33. That's loads of weeks in a row.
That is a lot of weeks.
So I just want to go through because I just think it's interesting. And also, there's some stuff I want to talk about, right? So, so here's one for you, Dan. Like the main channel, the podcasts are very rewatchable. Although I do miss Danny as a host, but Ben is doing well and making it feel a lot more professional.
I miss you.
I thought you were a good host. I watched your previous eps prior to doing this.
I really enjoyed hosting it. It's just everything else about it gave me mad anxiety. Because
it's a tough gig,
I didn't have a clue how to fucking do it. And you know what it's like in our group. You get told what to do, but not told how to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at teaching myself. I don't know if there's some kind of tism or something going on. But I really, literally, I've tried with so many things throughout my life. So many hobbies, so many instruments, all sorts of different stuff. And I just can't teach myself. The only thing that's ever stuck is when someone else has taught me.
I think I got a very brief overview and then just had to Google a lot of stuff. And also, it's tough for me because I've mentioned it before, but just the time to be able to do it. Like, I think once it all calms down, I think me and Rob are just going to hopefully spend a good day in it. It's a shame because it's like, it's tough, man, because we're releasing eps, but it's like I'm working, he's doing he's doing festivals, and I don't know how any of it works. Like, I'm trying to do the audio, trying to fix the video, trying to do all this stuff, and it is tough, but I don't know.
It's a learning curve, though, isn't it?
I do enjoy it, though. I think I suit chatting boring shit.
You're a podcast kind of guy.
I think I am.
You've got a face for the radio.
Oh, I thought you'd be nice. I really enjoyed. This is my favourite one.
Oh, it's been my favourite as well. I've had a good time.
Someone goes, I say it's my favourite, but you're going to probably ask why when you listen to it. So it goes, I would imagine listening to it would be better than watching it, as I just can't get into the setup. Now, I think I kind of get that.
I fully fucking agree.
Well, yeah, there was a bit of an issue there. But we'll come back to that. I'll finish the comment. Something about it just doesn't appeal to the eye, so I find myself not concentrating on it as much as I'd like to. I like that Ben has introduced an agenda, but sometimes it feels like he's the only one who's seen it, and the topics don't take off as much as they probably should. But I still watch it every week anyway. So there's two bits, one bit for you, one bit for me. So the setup, it's not the best.
It's fucking shit, Ben. It's the fucking cheapest thing we could have got.
Yeah, it's fiscally
other than the tech,
responsible.
It's sugar. Absolute shite.
It's very grey, isn't it?
It's just bland. It's boring. Yeah. It's cheap. It's IKEA's minimum. This thing.
Yeah.
£10. That fucker over there, £10. One on your side, £10.
I was informed there were £4.
Oh, well. Fucking hell. Forgive me for spending over double the amount. The shit.
Yeah. It's really, do you know what? It's really tough because obviously we're in the flat. And these windows, I really like that you can see the city.
Yeah.
The view from the afternoon, it matches the theme. Lighting-wise, it's a fucking nightmare.
Oh, it's terrible.
Figuring out these nets was a nightmare. Obviously, you can see it's dark now. We're going to have to figure out some form of lighting.
We've got when we go into don't worry about the lighting.
We're going into winter.
You see, this is the thing that I do know.
Yeah.
Like tech for filming. Mm-hmm. So lighting, audio rigs, stuff like that. Well, maybe not so much the audio rigs.
Yeah.
But lighting and the setup and all that kind of stuff. That's what I've absolutely loved doing. Like the lock download festival where we made our own festival. Like the setups for that were they were the best thing to do. They were more fun than actually filming it because it was like I was creating something, I was making something, and it was good fun. And it was the same with this. Like I had a budget. I knew how much the podcast had earned in the year or in the amount of months that I'd been on it. It was close to a year. I knew how much was in that kitty from the podcast. And it was like, right, I want to use a portion of that, not all of it, a portion of that for the podcast to get a set that looks fucking great. The vibe was going to be like it's in a pub. Yeah. It was going to be like a nice little L shape with some brass lights, dimly lit, but the brass lights would keep us lit, and then we'd have proper lighting rigs, one camera facing, L-shaped sofa, nice table in the middle. Like it would just, I could see the setup right there, right in my, I can see it right now. And it's like, I knew what I wanted, and it was just like, everyone was like, no, that's too expensive. And it's like, they were like, the thing they were saying that really wound me up was, like, you need to think about the return. Like, how much is that going to return? And I'm like, no, this isn't, we're thinking about a return. This is, the studio needs updating.
Yeah.
Like so, we are taking money from the profits, updating the studio. It's not to invest, it's to bring it up to date, to bring it up to how it should be. So if BBC have a rack falling down in back, they're going to replace it with the same fucking rack, but they're going to get a brand new one in.
I thought you said Iraq then.
No,
the whole country of Iraq falling down.
Just chilling it back at BBC.
Mental.
But it just, I didn't understand it, and it just really wound me up. And it was like the teetering thing that pushed me over the edge with the podcast, because like I was fighting through loads of like anxiety and all sorts at a time where I wasn't doing well mentally. And it was just like, I didn't need it. And I was like, I'm trying my hardest, and everything I try to do gets thrown in my face. So I was just like, fuck this. And then they created this awful piece of grey shit.
It's very grey. I'd love the ultimate dream for me, which, I mean, obviously we just don't know what's going to happen. But what I'd love to strive for is
excellence.
of course, widen the shot and just get some like stuff. Get a little coffee table, like just make it a bit more. It needs some colour.
Ben, I had plenty of ideas.
If
people didn't want the pub idea, oh boy, did I have a sexy living room idea.
I mean, it is what it is. It's tough.
Stepped on a bearskin rug?
Excuse me. I think it's tough because I can see both sides, because I think there's positives to both. And also I think it is tough because it's like, I get not wanting to spend the money. I do understand. But then you kind of want to make it visually appealing.
Yeah,
but then, I don't know, it's
like,
it's
how else are you going to spend that money on the pod to make it better? Because the setup, the tech, like, I mean, you've come in and you've done a grand job on the tech and setting everything up, but it's a computer you took from work. We already had versions of them, so that's not really any different.
Yeah.
And it's like the rest of the setup is pretty much the same. It's just cheap furniture.
Yeah, I think I don't know what the answer is. I mean, ultimately,
the answer is I'm going to argue.
Yeah,
I like
you just
to argue about everything.
Throw some money, don't you? It's really tough, man, because I've been spending. I mean, I won't talk about it too much because I think a lot of people just won't care. But I've been trying to like figure out the PC stuff because I do think we're just capped. I was trying loads of different. I've been researching it loads and like trying to figure out like, oh, maybe if I change this thing, change this, do whatever. I think we're just capped on the PC. So I need to figure out like either can we buy a PC?
Can we not like soup up the Mac Mini?
The thing is, we could go back to the Mac Mini, but it'd be nice to keep it on Windows. And also, I've like done, because ultimately I want to do multi-channel. At the moment, all of these mics go to a single channel. But the problem is,
I wonder if that's what's the issue with them is.
I don't know if it's that.
Like I think if all four are coming through at once.
Well, the thing is, Rode, like, it's designed to be able to do that. You can just flick it. You can just flick it over. The problem is this doesn't have a sound card it can't like read it. We need some software, so you can get some software that can. OBS can't do it without fuckery, which we can't do. Yeah, I know it's really boring. I'm going too deep. Anyway, I don't know, man. Like, we'll figure it out, but there's a lot to be done. But I just wanted to acknowledge the agenda stuff. Yeah, I'm trying. So what I'm trying to do is keep the format of the pod tight.
Don't you dare bring the gay agenda in here.
Trying to keep the format of the pod tight and kind of go through like topics and because I kind of don't want to just like ramble all the time. I'd like to maybe you get something out of the pod.
Unlike this one.
I don't know, man. I don't know
what the issue there is. You've invited me.
Yeah, but
if Rob's not here, I will derail shit.
To be fair, mate, we're sticking to the agenda. This is all built in.
I mean, you say that the agenda's me.
I don't know, but
I'm joking. We have more.
I do have a really bad habit of like we did. I wanted to talk about the Katy Perry comeback, so I did some research. Yeah, basically, she released a video. I think it's called like Woman's World or something, and it just got slated online. And I spent the night before just like googling this because I just saw it on Reddit. I was like, I want to talk about that. Knew nothing about it. Googled it, read all these things, like shoved it in the Google Doc, and then just in the morning said, right, Rob, Raz, have a look at this. It got to the pod, and I was like, right, let's talk about this. Within 2 sentences, Raz changed the subject. I was like, well, okay, fuck me then.
I guess we're not talking about that.
And it's like, it's a shame, because realistically, if I was doing this full time, you'd get it like a week before and be like, look at this, we're going to discuss this. Because the pods I listen to, they'll pick a few topics and they'll discuss it at length and they'll give you like the opinions and insights and stuff.
That's why you got to whip them into fucking shape, mate.
But also, people are busy, man. Like, I don't want to research a topic when I've got my own shit to do.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm kind of falling back to the rambling and the more actual chats.
People are busy, but people lie about how busy they are.
Ooh,
like I do.
Controversial.
I say like I'll be like I've had to work every fucking day this week and then go to festivals and then come back to work. But my job isn't, as hard as I make it out to be. No, I don't think anyone's is. Everyone likes to make out they've got the hardest job in the world. My little brother started working at a fucking hairdresser's and he came home one day and he's like, you don't understand how hard it is. I've been on my feet all day. It's like, Rowan, do you not understand, mate?
Is he the one who brushes or does he actually cut?
He was learning to cut and dye.
Oh,
now I don't think he's doing either. But yeah, he was like, I've been on my feet all day. You don't understand. You just sit down for your job. Everyone just looked at him because he's around the family table.
Oh,
there's my older brother there. There's my mum there, me. And it's like, we all just looked at him and went, do you think we've not had any other job? Or do you think we've not done all? So I was an engineer, and I was in the military.
You were
like
you were on your feet in
in
that place, that factory you're at.
God, yeah, 12-hour shifts on my feet. That was fun. It was like, but I've done 15,000 steps today.
Oh wow!
I said to my mum, I was like, open up your step counter. So let's have a look how many you did on your walk this morning with dog. 17,000.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, funny that. So yeah, but everyone thinks I've got the worst job in the world because no one likes working.
Yeah, I will happily admit I've got a pretty chill job.
I know mine's chill, but I still fucking hate it.
Yeah, fair enough. But also, I think like there's a lot to be said for, you know, I think because I've worked in like restaurants and stuff, and obviously office jobs now. There's a lot to be like they're both tiring in different ways. There is a lot to be said for you spend 8 hours just thinking. Just thinking and solving problems, and you want to go home, and the last thing I want to do is think, "Oh, I need to do an agenda for the podcast."
Yeah,
and it's just, I don't know. I've
been sat behind a computer all day. Last thing I want to do is open up my computer and do something.
It's like I've really, I wanted to like do shorts for the channel, for the podcast channel, and just kind of.
But you couldn't get the legs sewn together and end up with skirts.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I just so that the shorts and the just like maybe polishing up these episodes a bit more. And I was like, I work in IT. I don't want to be sat behind a screen.
Yeah,
I'll literally do anything else. So I've kind of dropped the shorts and stuff and left that. Jake does it on the TikTok and stuff, but it's
he's getting really good with little TikToks and stuff.
I've seen he's smashing the social media. He
started to like do them at festivals and do like little ones on site. And he's just doing absolutely great work.
He's really got a good.
Some of it's obviously TikTok-y, cringy shit, but
yeah,
still funny.
He's a cringe lad, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
I see his hands move one more time. I'll do absolutely nothing about it because it's just who he is.
Yeah, exactly. But I will mention it to him.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'll definitely mimic him.
I don't like this angle of the camera. It makes me look like I'm a podgy lad.
It's never.
I'm not. Look, that doesn't help.
I definitely love the wide shot, but I do.
No, but you look just muscly as fuck there.
Because I am. Hey, I've lost 4 pounds.
Yeah, but what, has it gone straight to your shoulders?
I guess so, yeah. I don't know, man. What can I say?
How'd you lose it?
Down the back of the sofa.
Hey,
I'm on a good diet.
I need to get back on a good diet.
I'm just trying to stop myself. I'll tell you what, actually, something I was going to speak to you about. Well, actually, not really, but I've stopped drinking I've not been drinking now for about 4 weeks.
Ooh.
And I'm not doing I know you did it properly, but I was kickstarting the diet. I was like, I tell you what, I'm just going to ease off the booze. That turned into no booze.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to wait now until
Leeds Fest.
The one before. Because I don't think, because I'm not doing any like social stuff. Like that would involve drinking. So it's been really easy. But obviously once I hit that and then Leeds Fest, I'm not going to bother. But it's just like kickstarted my sort of weight loss. And I don't know, it's quite cool.
Stopping drinking alcohol is, if you do it regularly, is incredible weight loss.
Yes, like absolutely.
Mary at the minute is like she's on about losing weight and she's like really struggling. She goes to the gym, and she works out. She doesn't eat shit. She does when she's drunk. Yeah, but she drinks a lot, and it's like that's where it's happening, man. That's why that year I had with no drinking, I lost tons of weight. Admittedly, through stress and other factors, but a big part of it was because I wasn't drinking alcohol, and I stopped taking on a lot of sugar because I used to like drink sugar-filled energy drinks like every fucking day. Now Monster Zero, that's the bad boy. But it just drops off you. It really does. When you stop drinking alcohol, I've started drinking responsibly now.
I think it's the way to do it, especially when you're sort of doing what we're doing as well. Yeah. I think for me, it's the drinking because I really like my IPAs, which are just filled obviously with calories. Then I'll move on to I keep having Kraken and Coke, but I want to go to like something else. See,
I've started that, but not Kraken, but spiced rum.
Yeah, it's too sweet.
Coke Zero. So I'm not getting a sugary Coke. So I'm getting a Diet Coke. Still probably some calories or some shit in there. But then you got the rum, and it's still a nice drink. When you put the rum in a Coke Zero, you can't tell it's not real Coke. Especially when you're half cut.
The problem is as well, I'll get a takeaway on my way home, and then I'll just eat like crap the next day as well. And it's just your weekends, it's killer. Whereas now, for the past solid like probably 3 or 4 weeks, I do my meal prep. I got a little calorie counter app. I'm all Everything's squared off. And I'm like, I'm chilling, man. The scales are moving in the right direction. I need to start. I've got an injury, so I've kind of been sacking off the gym, but I need to get to the gym. And just, I'm hoping to really just smash it this year because I just keep saying it. I've been saying for the past at least 5-6 years, I want to sort myself out. And I just never have. I lost 40 pounds. No, I went from 260 pounds to 208 sort of during and post COVID. Really pleased myself. Then I wanted to get a bit lower. Crept back up to 220 now. But if I can just get off like a good 20 more pounds maybe.
See, I've never gone off pounds. I don't know what pounds is.
I think, I don't know. I always do pounds. I couldn't tell you what that is in kilos.
I go stone or kilo.
Yeah. But, anyway.
See, I've got to a point now where, like, I'm fine with my body weight. Like, I'm not asked about losing any more weight. I just want to tone up and have less jiggly bits.
Yeah. I've said to you, I want to get back into climbing. I've got a problem with my shoulder that I'm trying to get sorted. Yeah. I really want to get back into climbing. So I need to get that fixed, and then I want to
go back to it so bad. But I left in bad spirits. So I was going through a bit of a shit time, and I was like, I'm not going fucking climbing. I'm not fucking going. And I had no money because I was just absolutely blasting it all on weed to just, block out everything in my brain. And it's like, right, oh, fuck. Fuck that. I'm not paying for climbing anymore because I had the monthly subscription.
It's not cheap as well.
No, it's like 40 quid a month to go climbing. It was unlimited climbing, but for 40 quid a month. So I just cancelled the direct debit. Didn't cancel my subscription or all. Because I didn't want to talk to him and there was no option to do it online.
Right.
So I was like, fuck this, I'll just cancel direct debit.
Yeah.
And they kept trying to take it for months. And I kept hiding away from it. And they eventually stopped trying, but now I don't want to go back. And I've done that to 2 places now.
God.
Thank you, mental health.
Woo! So, you recently got a new addition to your flat, Dan. We've got a bit of a recurring theme on this podcast that the viewers absolutely love.
Oh, yeah.
Vacuum talk, baby.
Yeah, we've got a new Henry.
You've got a new Henry.
It's great.
How is he?
He's a happy little chappy.
Yeah.
And he's fantastic. I've given him a use.
Suck?
What you like to know. No, it's fantastic. So I've had loads of Henrys in my time. It's the well, not actual Henrys. It's the industrial type that the military obviously pay cheaper for.
Yes. Are they the big blue ones?
No, it's still red. It's just like a burgundy red.
Oh, cool.
Funny story about them. About one of these, and it is the weirdest vacuum-related story I've ever heard.
I'm here for it.
And it's my own story.
Give it a kiss.
So one weekend when I was first in the Air Force, staying on base over the weekend because a couple of lads were doing it and I couldn't be asked going home. So I stayed on base. Still a young lad. I was like 16, 17 at this time. And a couple of people went out and got pissed, came back that night, got into their bed. I thought that was the end of it. Woke up the next day. One lad didn't get into his own bed. Got into the lad because we're in 18-man rooms, nine either side, and you face the opposite bunk. Got into the opposite bunk because he'd done his ready for inspection. Got it all cleaned and ready so that it was perfect. Yeah. And, it's a fucking nightmare having to do it again. So he got into the lad's opposite to get to sleep in there.
Yep.
Didn't ask. But he wasn't there over the weekend, so he thought I'll sleep in his, make his bed afterwards. Yep. And that's it. Because he must have had this inspection over the weekend for failing an inspection.
Okay,
that tends to be what happens. So we woke up the next morning and found some weird shit had gone on. So in the middle of the night, this lad's come home, got into this bunk, not his.
Yep.
Shit his pants.
Oh dear.
In the bunk.
Oh no.
So shit all over this lad's lovely white bedding.
No.
Because you have to have white bedding. He's then got out of bed, smeared his ass along the corner of the mattress. So he's like obviously put his cheeks between it and wiped some poo away.
Why?
Stood up.
Yep.
He's fallen out of his boxers. Landed on floor, pile of poo on floor. He stood in the poo. Poo on his foot. There's then pooey footsteps with extra little drops every now and then, all the way into the bathroom. Shared ablutions.
Yep.
You've got...
Oh, they're ablutions, all right, mate.
You've probably got like 9 or 10 showers in there.
Yep.
All in one big square. So it's like this section of our room here, just free showers, all facing inwards. Maybe 2 there, and you've got a little doorway. And footsteps go all the way in there. And in the drain in the middle,
Dan, I feel sick.
there's just my poo.
Whoa,
I think that's the end of it, don't you?
Nope.
I hadn't even got to the Hoover.
Oh, I feel sick.
So this, I'm not gonna call him Henry because that's not his name. Poor little fella. Poor little Percy, we'll call him. Poor little Percy, the little rude rascal, gets dragged out.
Yep. But he was not smiling.
Comes along Percy. He's like, yeah, dinner time. What's for tea? He's like, ooh, some dust. What's that? He fucking vacuums the poo up. These things, they don't have vacuum bags. It's just one internal unit, and you take the block out and bin that and put it back in.
Yeah.
And so
imagine
it's
if it was
all in there, just blended.
Imagine if it was a Dyson or something, and it was just spinning,
smearing everywhere. So Hoover now absolutely reeks of shit.
Yeah, but
the floor absolutely reeks of shit because it's now had poo hoovered into
footsteps
it.
Down.
Poo footsteps have been hoovered up. So to get rid of the smell, he's binned the poo.
Yeah.
He's not washed it.
No.
Because he's a fucking idiot and he's still hungover and he's got his inspection in like an hour.
Yeah.
And he's not got any of his kit ready. And the opposing bed space is covered in shit. So he's not washed it. To get rid of the smell, because he's got his inspection very fucking soon.
Yeah.
Hoovers a banana up. Peels it.
I mean, quick thinking. God, I'm glad he's in the RAF.
It smelled of bananas for 2 seconds.
Brilliant.
And then it was banana shit.
Back to pool.
But yeah, and that's the worst Hoover story I've got. There was just poo everywhere, and he tried hoovering it up with an industrial Henry. The old Paul Percy.
I've got to say, I did not expect the vacuum chat to descend into just shit.
Well, you said we wanted to talk about vacuums. So
yeah, we did,
not only do I own a Henry Hoover,
yeah.
I've also seen someone absolutely bastardize a Henry Hoover worse than I've ever been told someone has seen before. Because I've heard of people shagging them, and that's a bit weird.
That is a bit weird.
But that, I'd argue, is much weirder.
I think there's so many points in that story where I just maybe stop and just take a pause and just evaluate my actions.
Ah, see, that's why we wouldn't let you into them. Her Majesty's
Is that
Finest.
right?
Yeah. You'd be on the outside, you dirty, smart person.
Looking in.
It is mental, some of the people I joined up with, and they made it through training into, at the time, Her Majesty's Air Force, because they should not have been doing what they were doing.
It's truly vile.
There was a lad who I went through training with, and he literally, it's much more effort to reflight someone than it is to allow them to continue. So you get 2 attempts at passing your exam, 60% pass mark. If you don't do it, reflighted. Go retrain and then join another one and try again. And he'd failed the first one drastically. And the second one, every single time he'd pass 60%. He wasn't passing. They just didn't want to refly him because there was so many people going through at once. It was an absolute nightmare for him.
Yeah.
So they just kept getting him through. Graduated with me, aircraft engineer, same trade. I went off to fast jet, so he went off to big aircraft. I heard a month later that he'd grounded an aircraft by drilling into the airframe because someone said, "Can you drill out rivers?" "Oh yeah, I've done it in training." Just straight through. Didn't think about the subframe behind it. Didn't think about anything. Just straight into it, grounded the aircraft.
I imagine not drilling into the airframe is probably quite a basic skill or a basic level of your
it's just
sort of education, training.
You need to know the depth you're drilling at, and you need to know what's behind it. If you're going to drill into something, you need to know.
Yeah, where
so if you've got if you've got like a 1 mil frame that you've got to drill through, it's not very thick, but still you got to drill through it.
Yeah.
And on the opposite side of that is a load of wires that will be coming out of a little fucking adapter 10 millimeters away. I know to not allow that drill bit to go more than fucking 5 millimeters in there. So I'll put some tape on the end. I'll like wrap it round and then it'll just jam against the tape and it'll not go fully through. Smart. But that fucking idiot with a windy tool as well, not a hand tool, because I'm a hand tool kind of guy. You got to take your time. Precision, baby. Precision.
That's an over 60% move that.
What is that? What do you mean?
Well, the guy wasn't getting over 60%, was he? So I'm saying a hand tool is over 60%.
Hand tools are the way forward, man. I don't like windy tools that scare me. But you'd used a windy and just didn't.
You're very good at that noise.
Thank you. Practiced. Heard it a lot. What other noises would you like me to do? Shutting up. I can do that.
That's not a noise.
It is when I do it.
I think, Dan, we should have a look at the inbox.
Okay.
Podcast@tpd.tv if you want to get in touch with these guys.
And if you don't, that's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't.
If you don't, we love you less.
Yeah, that's true. It just, I love this bit.
Do you?
Yeah, because we're getting loads of emails, and it's just cool to like see what people are doing. So I've got one from. Oh, I've just lost my window.
So will you be putting this on the old screeny bobs for them?
Do you know what? I thought about that, but I kind of can't be bothered.
Because what would be good is if you could remote to that. And because you can in OBS have stuff set up in the background, and you just click view, and it gives you little transitions and stuff.
You can have it where I could set up a scene where it could like pop up with my laptop screen, and then you could read it. Although there'd be a bit of an issue with obviously you'd see like the email and my history. I don't know. There are ways and means. I don't know. I just kind of read it out. I might. I don't know. It's something to think about, but it's just more effort for me. So I have a email here from Charlie. So Charlie says, "Hello lads at TPD."
That's us. Hi Charlie.
I imagine it's Ben I'm talking to. It's Ben and Dan.
Excuse me.
How dare you?
I'm here too.
I love watching your festival and travel videos, but I just wanted to ask. Is do any of you? I think you missed a word. Do any of you worry about a crowd at festivals? I've been watching since maybe 2016, 2017, and always wanted to go to a festival as I love music. But the idea of so many people, I just find off-putting. Any way around that? Thank you. I thought we could just...
That's a good question.
It's a great question.
Because, you go to music festivals to be in a crowd of people.
I think there's a certain level of tolerance you're going to need in terms of, I don't think you ultimately just getting about.
Yeah.
There's only so much distance you can create. I think especially getting out of a main arena.
Oh God, yeah.
At the end of after the headliner, I think you're gonna either be comfortable shuffling with people, or you have to wait a hell of a long time.
Yeah.
I
mean, you don't have to wait that long. I'd say 10, 15 minutes just chilling.
I guess, yeah,
Most
that's
of the
true.
big crowd's gone.
It's just boring, isn't it?
Yeah. But if you're with your mates, you just
that's
sat there
true.
chilling. And if you've got good friends who sit by you and will wait with you, that's fantastic. If not, and you've got friends like ours who is like, nope, we need to leave now, then I'm really sorry.
Yeah,
shit out of them.
Yeah, it's a tricky one because I think like I definitely when I'm watching an act at a festival, like I'm not too keen to like dive in the front and get involved. Like I think I'm a bit past that now. So I think as well we all do, or certainly last year at Leeds Fest, we were kind of in this sort of middle bracket, like,
I mean, to be fair, we used to stand there at Leeds Fest most of the time anyway. We'd be outside at the soundstage, weren't we?
Yeah, that's true. And I think that's great. But then there's no getting around when you want to get back to your camp after a headliner. It's just shuffling. And it is a bit annoying. And I think, I don't know, but it's easy for me to say, or for us to say, but I'd try and not let that stop you.
Yeah.
Because if you've never been before, you need to do it once and just experience that.
And the whole thing about like anxiety is because it will be stuff like that is a social anxiety.
Yeah.
Like, there's times where I've not wanted to be in crowds, and times where being in a crowd has helped me hide, and it's like helped me get away from stuff. So it's like if I'm in a real shit place, chuck me in a pit, surrounded by people barging into me.
You love a pit, you.
I fucking love pits. Not like because I want to get battered and like start hitting people and stuff. And I don't like the punchy ones. I just like the ones where it's like you're jumping into each other and having fun, because you can release aggression, like not in a bad way, like just pushing each other about and getting barged into. And it's done wonders for me in the past with mental health. But anxiety is one day you do have to confront them. You can't hide away from it forever, and it's easier to hide away from. And I'm preaching to choir here because I do the exact same. I hide away from a lot of my shit. It's why I've not been at pod in fucking ages. Like, not only am I on nights,
Yeah.
but it's like there's a reason I don't host it anymore. There's there's all this other shit going on in my head. Like, yeah, there is everyone else's, but you need to push past that. It's hard. It's not comfortable. But the next time you come to do it, it'll be easier. And then the next time you come to do it, it'll be easier. And it keeps getting easier and easier and easier. Yeah. And it is just telling your brain, no, I'm in charge. You're saying no, I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to do. That's why I like Wim Hof as well, because that's what that is. That's, it's part of controlling your body. Your body is screaming, get the fuck out of this.
Absolutely.
But you're there saying no. In a matter of minutes, my body will naturally heat up to it, because it does.
And also, it doesn't hurt. It just feels shit.
Yeah, it's not causing any actual like physical harm. Just fucking stings.
Yeah, like, and I suppose you could sort of liken that to obviously, I by no means am I what's the word? You what? What?
Nothing.
I'm going to check that in post. No, I'm not like playing down like social anxiety and stuff. But I do wonder if maybe there is some weight in like I need to push past this. It's not going to kill me.
There is 100%. Like, I've spoken with my therapist about stuff like this.
Yeah.
And I've got issues with partners, so I'm really not like, it puts me on edge, even just thinking about getting in like a first date.
Yeah,
I'm immediately on edge. I'm like, oh, what the fuck am I doing here? What the fuck? And I panic, and like it's weird. So it's like, I get that, but you do have to push past that. I can't let the rest of my life be spent avoiding a first date.
No, definitely not.
So it's like, I either let the anxiety win, or you grow up, and not grow up. That's a bad way of putting it, but you figure out a way to be.
It's all mechanisms, isn't it? And sort of, I think there is a lot of sometimes it's like, I mean, again, by completely not the same situation, but like me with this diet, I know how to lose weight. I know what to do, but it's weird. It's just like a few weeks ago, something just snapped in my head. I was like, I'm going to go to the shop, get some healthy shit, and I'm going to start. But prior to that, for a good, 2 years, I'm just in this rut of I'm just going to eat whatever I want. Yeah. And I think at some stage, something does just snap in you.
It's the hardest thing to get out of.
Yeah.
Because like,
routine and habit,
the worse it gets for you. Man. And like, one of the biggest things that I picked up was doing something. What's it begins with a P? Productive.
Poo. Oh.
Doing poo, and then hoovering it up.
Yes.
Doing something productive straight away. Like, don't have to be out big, but it'll be like clearing up, like making my bed.
What do you mean straight away? Sorry.
As soon as I wake up.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like, make my bed, have a shower. Just a tiny little bit of structure.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, even if I'm not going anywhere, get up and have a shower. Even if like no one's coming around, make my bed, clear up any mess.
Yeah, there's certain things I have to get done.
But I found doing that to start with makes my day productive.
Yes.
Makes me think a lot less about putting stuff off, because I'm the king of that. It's why I haven't been to the gym in so long, why I haven't worked out. Like, I know how I worked out for fucking 7.5 years in RAF. Like, I know how to do it.
And you were climbing loads as well.
Yeah, it's like,
you were really active.
It is something that I could just pick up again.
Yeah.
And you don't need I don't need to pay for the gym. I live in a building where I can climb 15 flights of stairs.
Great
point. Like, there's my cardio. I've got enough shit to work out at home to do.
Got your bike still, haven't you, as well?
Yeah, but I haven't been biking in ages. Again, another thing I used to do all the fucking time, but I haven't done it in years. Like, mountain biking was my passion. Like, throughout my entire time in the RAF, all I did was bike. Didn't climb, I did snowboarding, but like biking, I was out on it every weekend. Through the week, I was out by myself biking, which I don't do now.
Do you know what? I've started cycling to work. I've been doing it a while and then dropped off and then started again. But I quite like it, because on a morning, 15-minute cycling just wakes me up.
Yeah, again, it gets the endorphins running. It's something to get the body going, get your mind working. And it's like being productive instead of driving there in mindless autopilot mode. Just, turn. You're pushing yourself, making your body work, making your brain work.
Yeah, absolutely. The best time I had was when I was proper on it. It didn't last very long. It only lasted about 8 months, something like that. But I was waking up at 4:30, going to the gym and then going to the office.
Yeah.
And do you know what? It was the best I felt. And I need to get back into that frame of mind. I think I want to, I could get up at 5:30, go to the gym, cycle to the office, or just I work from home as well. I do a bit of both. But I just need to do it because I've got this weird thing where it's like, pretty much once I hit like 2 or 3
years old, or
yeah, they, I just won't do anything. Yeah. So I need to get on my like cleaning the house or doing DIY or doing whatever I need to do it in the morning. And then if I've done it in the morning, I've started something, I'll happily carry on. Like the amount of times in the house I've started something and I've just been going on till late at night or whatever. Yeah. But it's like if I've not done anything and it hits 2 or 3, I'm like, well, there's no point doing it now. I've not got enough time. And actually, got loads of time.
You still got the full.
I've still got half a day, yeah. But it's just this weird mental block.
In fact, you've probably got more time because, like, depending on when you wake up, you'll have more time asleep that portion of the day than you will the evening.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just a weird little thing.
It's strange. I'm the same. Like God, I hope my boss don't watch this. But if I have a smoke while I'm at work, it's like I'll just be lazy at work, and then it'll get to like the afternoon, and I'll be like, I've done absolutely nothing today, and then that'll make me think, oh fuck, I've done no shit. I've done no.
Yeah.
And then the anxiety starts.
Yeah, you spiral.
But it won't make me do work.
No. I'm the same.
And then it'll be like, it's fucking 3 o'clock now and I've not done out. I'm only in for another 3 hours. Fucking smoke again.
I'm really bad for like, I'll do this tomorrow. I do that all the time.
My issue is because I've smoked so much over the years, I've become partially able while smoking. So
functional.
Yeah,
smoker.
That's it. Yeah, I can work while stoned. Did it as an engineer, which is incredibly dangerous.
Yes,
literally, I could have been fired.
Yeah,
quite a few times.
I'm amazed
no one smelled it. In fact, one person did smell it once.
Oh, really?
It was a ball. I walked in. I was doing it overtime, and I was starting at a ridiculous. I must have walked in there for like 6 in the morning, which means I had to set off at 5, which means I had to be up at the latest 4:30.
Yes.
So fucking drawing on weight at work. It's overtime. Who gives a fuck? I don't know this shift.
Yeah.
Get in there. Someone who's off my shift was in there, one of the managers, and I must have just stank of weed.
Yeah.
And I walked through and went, morning. And then he walked, like he was stood with someone else. And just as I turned through the door, he goes, fucking hell, we know what he does on a morning then, don't we?
Really?
Like,
did anything come of that?
No, did it fuck?
Yeah. Wow.
It probably should have done. After that, I started smoking at work. I've done bad. Like I've been a dickhead at work. I once did much worse drugs.
Yeah.
At work.
The
like pretty bad.
Yeah, Barocca.
Yeah, like some stuff that goes with cola.
Yeah, vitamin D.
No, the start of cola.
Oh, Mentos.
Yeah, that's one. And
Mentos.
And then one that's got 4 letters in it.
Yeah. Oh, Mento.
While at work. Ridiculous.
Yeah,
engineering.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a very silly thing to do. Don't. By the way, if you're watching this and you think, wow, that's funny, that's cool, it's fucking not. Don't do it. I could have killed someone. Literally operating like heavy machinery. Could have literally killed
what
someone.
The signs are about.
I am. That's not Signs, is it? That's Star Trek.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
What are they doing, Signs?
Fuck knows.
I'm Bruce Willis and I'll fuck you up, alien. Is it Bruce Willis?
No, it's the other guy, the anti-Semitic one. The guy from Lethal Weapon. Forgot his name.
Bruce Willis.
No. What was his name? It was in I
know what you mean.
God, what was it? Mel Gibson.
Yeah, that's the one.
Fucking hell.
He was brave out, wasn't
he? Yeah, that was really annoying then.
William Wallace.
We had a guy at work who he came in stinking away. I mean, he left in the end, but he was very stressed all the time.
Yeah.
So it kind of I get why he smoked weed, but he would always come in stinking of weed.
I'm not gonna lie though, and every stoner out there will fucking deny it. It causes you to be stressed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like once you start smoking enough, you literally do get addicted to it. Anybody who says weed's not habit forming, get fucked.
I think anything is,
Yeah.
I think it might not have the same properties, like chemical properties as nicotine, but I do think you can be addicted.
Yeah, it's like
it's quotes to pretty much anything.
The substance itself might not be addictive, but the high.
Yeah,
like for certain people,
for
certain people, they're using it to escape. That's a lot of people use drugs for that. So it's like, there was a lad at Ball who he came in as a cleaner. Cleaners come and go there constantly because they get paid fuck all, have to do 12-hour night shifts and just get rinsed, like they're taking piss out of. But there was this one cleaner turned up one week and he was just stood at a machine with his little cloth just doing this. Just like that's the amount of moving he was doing.
Yeah.
In the same position.
For the listeners, not a lot.
Just fuck you, listeners. That's the amount of moving he was doing.
Yeah.
Right. Stood in the same place, not doing anything at all. And then someone walked over to him and was like, "You all right, mate?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he's just there, like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And they had to literally, like, he didn't have a clue where he was, didn't know what he was doing. They had to walk him away, sit him down, and he was just out of his face. Don't know what he'd taken, but he was away. He was having a great time. He got fired.
It's mad. Yeah, I mean, I see it when it's kind of sad, but when you're walking around the city centre, you see these people just gone, and it's like, it's just...
There was a lad on Trinity Church over there. Not Trinity Church, the one closer. I can't,
I know the one you mean, yeah.
And he can't, early 20s, 20, 21 maybe, just absolutely, like, spiced.
Yeah.
Like, he was just curled over in a hunch, like, just obviously out of his tree. It's awful. Like, how's it gotten to that at that age?
Bad doing it. Well, you won't have seen because you're here, but on the way, because I walked down from Bridgewater, and I'm going to check what it was later.
It's a bridge over the water.
They've cordoned off. Under the you go under the train station to get through to up here.
Yeah,
I can't remember what the street's called. They've cordoned it all off, and there was just like a car in the middle. So it's like they've stopped a car, but there's quite a big distance between like the car and the police tape. Yeah. So it's just really interesting. So obviously something's occurred. There's loads of police there, and they had like armed police there as well, like the big BMWs. So yeah, something's occurred. So I'm going to Google that later.
Something
naughty. So I think, Dan, one more story, and then I need a wee.
Okay.
So
I can't help you with that.
Yeah, no, you can't, mate. So it's quite a long one. Flipping Georgia sent me a right essay, so we'll just muddle through.
Bloody hell, Georgia.
Yeah, cheers, Georgia.
It's always you, Georgia.
Every time.
You lovely bugger.
Every time.
Next time, we'll write something bigger. So he's got to read even more.
Do you know what's weird as well? It's in Times New Roman.
Why is that weird?
Because why is it in Times New Roman? Has it been sent in Times New Roman, or has Gmail made it
incredibly fine and formal font? Thank you.
Too formal for me, mate. It's too serif for me. I'm a sans serif kind of guy.
No serif for you.
No serif for me, baby.
French.
So Georgia has emailed podcast@tpd.tv, and she says, "Hi Ben, just wanted to say first, you're doing great on the pod. All right, I need to stop congratulating myself. I'm not doing it on purpose.
It is a little braggy.
It is a little braggy,
isn't it? A little braggy waggy.
But I'm just reading what the people have written. On the theme of acting cool with celebrities, which we discussed in a previous episode, I've got a story of acting too cool, perhaps to the point of mean. Went to see Avenged Sevenfold in 2016 with my husband, his friends, and my friend. My friend always manages to get backstage at gigs and festivals, so I'm standing there with her doing absolutely nothing at the bar. God, I've completely mistalked that sentence. So I'm standing there with her doing absolutely nothing at the bar, and all of a sudden, security come up and ask if we want to go to the side of the stage for the show. Now, I'm not a fan of Avenged Sevenfold, but my husband and everyone else were, so I tried to give up my side stage pass for them. But they had a rule, one boy, one girl, so I was almost forced to go. Anyway, during the set, I'm standing at the back of the side bit, enjoying watching my friends fangirl out. But I clearly didn't look impressed outwardly. M Shadows walks near me to get a water whilst on stage. Hang on. I don't... God, what does it
You're
say?
making a meal out of this.
I am making... Yeah, but I think it's not my fault. M Shadows walks near me to get water and whilst on stage looks at me concerned and asks me if I'm okay. So I said I was fine with a wave and tried to look happier. Again,
how do you say it? I'm fine with a wave. Hello. Or just a psychotic
I don't
person.
know. Yeah.
Imagine Shad's looking side stage and just a girl like, and he's like, "Hey man, are you okay?" And
please help.
Oh my God.
I've not stopped waving for 7 days.
They're keeping me here.
Anyway, no, I've done that bit. Again, during the set, the other people side stage were reaching over to get the picks or whatever off the guitarist. Sinister leans over, straight past them, and hands one to me. So I just walk over to get my husband.
Here, cheer the fuck up, love.
And give it to him. Yeah, are you fine?
I smile. You're an Avenger. I get it though. Sorry, Georgia.
Again, maybe I should have pretended to be excited. At one point, who I now know was Zacky Vengeance, came up beside me and said, "Great show, isn't it?" And I was just like, "Yeah, it's good," thinking it was just another fan. And everyone around me got excited when they saw him. Finally, after the show, I'm being very pushy trying to get my friends to get photos with them shadows. I tell him that my husband loves him more than me, etc. Then he asked me if I want a photo, and I don't know why, but I just said, no, I'm not really a fan. Fair enough.
It's I completely appreciate that. When someone who, you might not think anything of them, but they're famous and they're big boy famous.
Yeah.
It puts you on edge. Like I throw Rob under the bus every time I say something to a famous person because I don't know how to talk to him.
We've heard about your stories, mate.
Yeah.
We heard about the plane.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Robert. You will be watching this. But yeah, I completely threw him under the bus. Just like, I panicked and I wanted Ollie to think I were cool.
It's funny, isn't it? Because I would, if you spoke to me now, which you are doing.
Thank you.
And asked me about like the concept of like fame and being starstruck, I would be like, I'm not bothered about these people. I don't get, like, I'll speak to anyone. They're just a person. But I've had it before. I had, like, years and years ago, I worked in a restaurant, and I was just it was just me and the guy behind the bar.
Kissing.
Yeah. And Dara O'Brien came into the restaurant. Now, I still like him, don't get me wrong, but at the time, watched all his stuff, big fan.
Saw him at Leeds Festival.
Real liked him. Did you?
No, I'm joking. I thought you.
All right, sorry. No, but no, I just like him. Anyway, sorry, and it was so bizarre seeing this guy who I've seen on TV, who I like a lot. Be like, oh, yeah, just you. Yep, cool. Here's the menu, and it's just a bit, because I was just, I don't know, I don't really know what I'm trying to say, but it's weird how it's just this person you kind of idolize, and who's had this impression on you, but you're just like a sort of cog in the wheel of his day.
Yeah.
Like just the guy bringing the food or whatever. And it was just weird because I'd love, and Rob and I have discussed this, and to be fair, I think we all have. I'd love to just have the quiet acknowledgement of love what you're doing. But I was so in my own head and so like nervous that I just kept it professional.
Yeah.
Didn't say out. Like sometimes you get it where I've seen it on like videos and stuff, and I've seen other people where sometimes they do just like come up, or they're just like, you know what I've seen, which I never really knew happened, but a celebrity will go to like a film premiere or something like that, and then sort of they'll leave a special way, but they'll put the barriers out, and it's like a designated space to like meet someone.
Yeah. And
what you get these people pushing to the front with like maybe some like merch or like a poster or something, and they'll just shove it in like the actor's face. I saw it on the Deadpool premiere, and they're just shoving this poster in like Ryan Reynolds' face or whatever. Yeah. And it's like, I don't like that side of it. I like the I think you're really good.
Yeah, like I don't want people like desperate for my attention.
Yeah.
I don't want people to like want to know who I am. I'm not asked like if people don't know me.
Mm.
But it's like if you do, like, just acknowledgement, just being like, and I imagine this is what other people feel. Again, I don't get that much in comparison to what's his face.
Ryan Reynolds.
That's the one.
Yep.
I mean, we get similar amounts. We do look the same.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But yeah, like I couldn't imagine that. Like having people, because that person realistically probably couldn't give a fuck. They're not asking them or they're not wanting to know anything about him. They're just there like, I want your autograph so I can say I've got Ryan.
Exactly
Ryan
that. I'll get the selfie or whatever.
And I do feel like Americans are really bad for shit like that because they do idolize and proper idolize people. Whereas
I think it's everywhere,
It is.
I think it's everywhere.
But
I know, I kind of get what you're saying.
They are quite bad for it.
Yeah, fuck you, America.
They are a bit nuts. I mean, look at the way they treat politics. They idolize the person in power.
Yeah.
It's like, you shouldn't do that. They're there to do a job.
They've got a very, it's a very like patriotic, I think our system's very, obviously, I was going to say our system's very apolitical. It's not, it's literally politics. But our system's like, we tend not to be that bothered.
No.
And it's a lot more low key. What I do really like about our system is how quick it is. Because it's like we're still 3 months, or I think it's 3 or 4 months from the actual someone else getting in power in America. They just have these really long cycles. It's kind of wild, but
I like the Australians' way of doing it. So
do they
they whenever
Throw
someone
boomerangs
gets into power, like they're immediately disliked by everyone.
Really?
Yeah,
Right.
it's like they have to prove themselves. They
Yeah.
have to earn the way. Like they give them, like even in the media, they just give them like fucking nicknames, like little fucking shitty nicknames. Like if like Philip or Ben, they'd go at you for something.
Yeah.
So it'd be like fucking old fucking lanky bollocks over here.
Great.
And it'd be like,
Very tall.
we've got Lanko in the running. It's like they just go at you for a little dig at something.
Trump's really lost his touch because the last one I heard was he's calling Kamala Harris laughing Kamala. That was brilliant.
Great.
It's not really.
He's tapped anyway.
Yeah, I mean he's the old one now, isn't he? So anyway.
Rumor has it, and it's obviously just a rumor, but something's going to kick off when they finally have the vote, no matter which way it goes. Because if Trump wins, then everyone who's against all the bad shit that he's planning to do, they'll all kick off. If Trump loses, the fucking brain dead lot, who are just absolutely mad, they're going to kick off. And I could see there being like a little,
especially
bit of rioting going on
after the Capitol Hill riot, where they stormed the building. I can't remember. Is it? I think it's literally
January 6th.
Yeah, I mean that was scary.
Mad
but you what?
It's mad that
it is mad. Sort of that. I think that sort of the minute, kind of the opinion. We can all have our views, and there'll be people out there who support Trump, people out there who support Kamala and whatever, and that's all fine. But the minute you start messing with the transfer of power and the democratic process, that's really not acceptable in this day and age.
Yeah.
You get your term, then you get voted to stay or whatever, and like that's really important to keep.
Yeah,
I think. But hey,
weird. Just a crazy bunch of people.
Not a political podcast.
No, I'm not very political. I think all politics is mad. Even ours. I don't think ours is any good.
It's a wild little machine, isn't it?
I just think it's all bollocks. If you want to be a politician, there's a reason behind it. It's because you want power or money or to be liked. Like why? Like
Hot takes by Danny White.
Not many people go into it to actually change the area around them and continue to want to change the area around them. Like look at them when they get to like Bojo's level. What are they trying to change? No, get fucked. Lot of years. Every government can fuck off. Just don't, like when we turn into a nation of like unruly people where it's Mad Max. Don't kill me, please.
Just be you and your shit covered Hoover.
I can entertain. I'm a thespian.
I'm going to finish George's email.
Okay. Oh, I didn't even realize we haven't finished.
There's a smidge left. Yeah, literally, it's just, and to this day, I feel bad, even though he probably didn't give it a second thought. That was to Palm in Shadows. For context, when I met Kesha once, I cried into her hair, and she told me to calm down, so the hysteria is within me, just not for poor avenged.
I tell you what's not fun to do with people with long hair when you're crying.
Yeah.
Like if you're having a big boy cry, like
God, that is a big boy, yeah.
Proper big boy cries. Sorry, people listening.
That was a big boy.
That was a big boy. Do you want it again?
No, that really cut through me.
All right.
You drilling?
What?
You drilling?
No, not yet.
I wanted to do the noise. Yeah, there we go.
But no, like when you get a gob full of hair because you're doing a big inhale. And, or sometimes it goes up your nose. That one freaks you out.
Don't like that.
Yeah, I've done that a few times. It fucks you up.
Makes
you laugh mid-crying. It's like, what the fuck? Am I sad?
Do you know how... God, it's getting dark now. I'm just lit by my thing.
Turn some lights on.
Nah. Do you know how I started with a compliment? Or Georgia did? And it was very self-indulgent, very braggy.
Georgia, she started talking about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, she did, yeah. She finishes...
I bet she don't even watch them this far through, do you, Georgia? I'm sorry, Georgia. Keep apologizing.
She finishes with, also, just want to say, I've met you guys a few times and you've all been lovely. And then she does this.
How did she do that?
She says, I'm fine. Cool. And I think, Dan, that's about all we've got time for.
We haven't even talked about fucking Edinburgh.
Spoiler.
That was in the gay agenda.
It was in the agenda, but spoiler alert. Yeah.
Why? Are we doing it on another pod?
But So that's another spoiler. So the other pod is a spoiler.
Spoiler, there's going to be another podcast.
Realistically, I think it's going to... So this was initially planned to come out before the Edinburgh vlog. I think it's now going to come out after anyway. So I think it's fine. But
oh, well, in that case, we had a great time.
Yeah, we had a really good time. And we'll talk more about it in another podcast.
Hopefully one that we've done after we've been.
We're going to do it tomorrow. It's a fluid agenda. And I just want to keep up what that guy said about no one looking at the agenda. And I want to keep up that mystery.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. Just chat shit.
Who knows?
It's been a pleasure to have you, Dan.
It's been a pleasure.
I really enjoy our chats.
Me too.
And I think
my best mates, you know,
well,
I'm going to fucking enjoy it.
For some sweet content. And I think...
Speaking of sweets...
Go on.
I love little... so normally you get custard slices. You know, it's like a little biscuity thing, slab of custard, biscuity thing, and then your icing on top.
Right.
Yeah, have you heard of them?
Biscuit
custard slice.
Yeah. Well, there's two, isn't there? There's vanilla slice and there's Bavarian slice, which are both very similar, but slightly different.
Yeah, so one of them has custard, one of them has cream and jam.
That sounded shit. Yes, it does.
So I fucking love the one with cream and jam.
Yeah.
Didn't have any at Co-op today. So
oh, man.
I had to get a custard one instead.
Not as good?
Shit.
I used to really like vanilla slices. Obviously, I don't have them anymore, but...
I think vanilla is the custard one.
It is, yeah. I just love custard. But I can't remember the last... God, I've had custard for years.
You're
wild.
Seems like you're more of a couscous kind of guy.
I do love couscous. I had a falafel wrap today. It was quite nice. It was really nice, to be fair.
Did you falafel afterwards?
We need a counter for your shit, Joe.
Yeah, just a little ding in corner.
Ding in the corner, yeah.
Ding. Just wait, hang on. Bing. Did do it. I can't be asked.
Jesus.
The people at home who are listening can fuck themselves.
I always feel bad because, like, obviously we do have there's quite a lot of people who do listen, and we appreciate, or I appreciate every single one of you. But I do wonder, you do miss out on the context. I'm trying to be better at like saying what's going on, because I quite often I'll do like a gesture or something. I'm like, oh no, it's a podcast.
No, they have to come to YouTube.
I like the YouTube.
That's how it rolls.
I like getting involved in the YouTube comments.
No pain, no gain.
Yeah, true.
If you want to listen to us and you want to know what's going on, you got to watch us. Otherwise, you're not going to know what's going on.
To be fair, Dan, what's there to see?
We are not narrators, although we are talking constantly.
We are talking
over a video, narrating what we've done.
Look at that grainy shot.
Lovely.
Right.
Well, shall we end it then?
Let's end it, because I need a wee.
All right.
Podcast@tpd.tv. Bye-bye.
I love you. Even the people who are listening.